Hello, this is Dr. Allen, and for today's session, I want to cover with you about the Dental Business Operation Manual and what is included in this manual. I have had a lot of inquiries coming in, and many dentists, they don't really understand what a business operation manual it is, what it is used for, and what are some of the contents. So let me give you a brief background. Any type of a business, if you go and buy a McDonald's or Burger King, they come with what is called a franchise manual. And it's very much similar to basically a standard operating procedure, okay, that every business needs to have. This is where all the employees can find the answers to the common questions, and it is used for training purposes. Now, these business manuals and franchise manuals um, are typically very expensive and time consuming to develop because it certainly is customized to every practice. Now, over the years, I have done a lot of consulting for doctors, and I have specified a manual specifically for them. But typically, it takes about 6 months to about a year of work that my team does on this, and the cost can range anywhere between $8,000 to $20,000 depending on the size of the practice. And it certainly is something that is not affordable to the common dentist and dentists to the smaller practices. So I came up with a semi uh, customizable manual that you certainly can order if you wish. But I will go through the contents of this, which you can learn from what is included in the contents. And it is certainly priced at a lot less expensive than you having to hire someone to do this for you or put it together. All you have to do is to get the information from us, customize it, and put it in a manual and so forth. So let me go through this program with you. So basically, the manual has different sections: business information, greetings, telephone, financial policy, dental records, handling complaints, dental laboratory, handling mail or shipping, inventory, medical emergencies, record duplication, prescriptions, marketing, role play, JCI if you're outside of US. If you're in the US, would be more your OSHA information, Occupational Safety Hazard Association, opening and closing checklist. So the business information, everything is scripted. So every company needs to have their business information very well specified so that the employees can certainly go through it and understand it well. Your company milestone actually is something that we do for you as part of the fee for this manual. Needs to be there so everyone really knows what the milestone has been. Then there would be section with all the branches that you may have, the phone number for each brand, internal extension numbers. Then you certainly can insert maps to each clinic that your receptionist would be very familiar with in case somebody calls and they need an address to the clinic, how to get there, what freeway, what tollway to take, and so forth. Then the list of hotels. This is very important for clinics that, especially the ones that do attract outside of town patients, medical tourism, dental tourism, the services that are provided so your staff knows at each branch what services are offered. Then we go to other sections, which is very important, is the dentist biography and resumes, which many offices, they don't know where the dentist went to school, what is their background, and so forth. It's very important that you basically train your team very well in this, and they have the information. So if a patient calls about a dentist, they know. Then we have sections with scripts regarding greeting new patients, greeting emergency patients, greeting when patients, while serving somebody else, what to say. Then we have, let's see here, emergency patients greeting, how to handle emergency patients. Then we go deep into some relationship building the script, how to engage people into conversation. Uh, that's pretty detailed. Then we discuss about telephone, how to handle sales calls on the telephone, how to handle calls from the laboratories, from the pharmacy. They may need a clarification on prescription, personal employee calls, how to use the on hold button properly, set up the voicemail, and also the scripts for voicemail that you can use. Various emergency telephone numbers, including the hospitals and so forth, are listed in this manual. Then we discuss detail about your financial policy, what the financial policy should be, what do we do with insurance patients, non-insurance payment patients, how do we handle deposits, the credit cards, the collections. Then we have a section on dental records and clinical chart notes where um, we talk about the importance of clinical documentation, what is the international standards of documentation of those, and how we should do those properly. So we have tips about how to write good records and to maintain it. Our SOAP notes, subjective, objective assessments, and the plan for the treatment, how to write notes on that. Then we have a section you can insert about the ADA codes on various type of treatment. Then we have a section that you can order separately. It's a periodontal documentation or periodontal report card that I use typically to increase the periodontal care for patients, so the practices can realize a much higher retention of the patients in the practice by doing more periodontal work. Then we have a section on handling complaints, why complaints happen, how to handle them, how to resolve patient problems, how to improve communication, how to handle angry patients, how to discuss various charges to the patient so we don't have any misunderstandings. Um, Reporting complaints, how do we set up different levels of complaints in a practice so not everything has to go to the owner to make that decision. How we build a peer review committee that, it's basically different doctors that are in the practice or outside of the practice, that they can look at the case and give you a pretty honest feedback of what you need to do, how to handle patient refunds. Then we go into how to handle complaints from a staff member about a behavior of another employee. Then we put this section in for dental laboratory, different types of laboratory we use, different prescriptions we use. What is a dental laboratory? What has to happen? See, when you hire staff, they need to understand a lot of these things. And unfortunately, most dentists that just hire a team member, let them go to work without really proper onboarding and orientation. Various type of prescription forms for the labs that gets inserted here. How we handle the infection control for the dental laboratory cases. How we transport cases. You can insert the photos of how you disinfect case, how you package the case, how you send it out to different laboratory, how you log it in and log it out by sampling, by inserting the sample form of that in this section. This is I don't know, about 100 some pages, I think 140, 50 pages, but by the time you're finished, this manual becomes to almost 400 to 500 pages because there are a lot of things has to be inserted in. How do you handle the incoming dental laboratory cases so they're not lost in the practice? What to do when a case has not fitted properly, and how the staff needs to keep track of these remakes so we do not end up repaying for those cases. How do we handle mail and shipping in the practice if you have a lot of supplies coming in, or you have a lot of outgoing mail, how they should be handled, what sort of accounts we use, whether it's DHL or FedEx and all the stuff there. How to do the shipping of the larger boxes, the lab cases. Then we have a section on inventory where you need to put your inventory list in. And this is a big problem in many offices because things go missing, or they order things that they already have, but they've been sitting around and they get expired. How to keep track of everything there. Then we have a section on why you need an inventory system and how to build one, repairs and maintenance, who are some of the approved companies for the dental repairs and so forth. Then we have a big section on medical emergencies prevention protocol. What are some of those emergencies that can happen, how to set up basic emergency equipment and supplies. So we have the list. If you want to set these up for your practice, these are the minimum. And then we go into how to prevent some of the medical emergencies, and we talk about various common medical emergencies that happens, what signs to look for. Again, a lot of this can be used for training the team. Then we discuss about record duplication. If a patient is asking for a copy of the records, x-rays and all that, what we should do, the charges for duplication and so forth. Then prescribing medication. I have a list of some of the common prescriptions that your staff can get things ready for you. If you're using computer, these can go right on the computer and they can just print it out. Or if you're still using a typical standard prescription pad, they can write the prescription for different things for you. So all you have to do is approve it and sign it. Let's see here. Then we have a section for, let's see. Okay, we go to different pharmacies that are nearby, where you want this to be called in, the emails. Then we have a section on sales, marketing, internal marketing, and then we give you clinical scripts that you can actually include in there that you can certainly use for your discovery and assessment of patients. You can insert those in here. There you go, some of those scripts. Then how we should use handoffs in our clinic to promote your clinic doctors and your team and what your staff can say to patients. Then we have a section about photography, understand why photography is important and how to do the proper photography so your staff can do that as well. How to use programs such as Snap Smile, or let's say Ivo Smile from Ivoclar, to promote before and after images, how we do the presentation, how to use PowerPoint to do presentation for patients. Then we have a section on role play. What are some of the role plays that you can certainly do in the office? And these are kind of complementary to some of the trainings that we typically do for the offices. But this manual really supports it. If you want to be JCI certified, then you can certainly order your consent forms from us, which has to be written based on JCI standards. So we can certainly, provide all of that as well for you. Then we have opening and closing checklists for different, staff members and team members, and that you can actually insert in this manual. This is not an employee manual. This is a business operation manual and so forth. So I just want to take a few minutes to share this with you. If you guys interested to make your own, you certainly can use this video as some sort of a foundation to do it. But if you want to save the time and the money to spend on somebody to create these for you, we already have this. Please feel free to contact me, text me, and we'll give you the fee that we're charging. We do run specials time to time, so we certainly be happy to let you know what those fees are. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. If you like this video or if you like additional videos, please comment and also subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.